Oh my goodness!
Oh my goodness! It's Shenanigans!
Let's play!
Let's play!
Shenanigans!
Shenanigans!
Shenanigans. Shenanigans.
Shenanigans!
Yeah.
The contents in the box for the game Shenanigans includes a pen receptacle with pens included, a chalk receptacle, state-of-the-art chalk receptacle with chalk included, a chalk board for keeping score, a state-of-the-art very expensive timer that did not come from Amazon with the counting minutes of 1, 3, 5, and 7, and a box of paper with paper included for writing your characters on. The pieces of paper can be placed in the character receptacle while playing the game of Shenanigans. And remember, the instructions to the game Taboo are not included. The game Shenanigans begins with writing down your names on pieces of paper that you are playing with the game. You remove the paper from the paper receptacle, remove the pens from the pen receptacle, and proceed to write. You'll notice the writing techniques being used. Remember to make them legible. These names can be people who are alive or have passed on but cannot be in the current room. Once finished with writing the names down, you place them in the character receptacle as seen.
Hey, teammate! It's time to learn how to play round 1 of Shenanigans. It's our turn.
Okay.
Okay, so I reach around in the bowl, mix them all up, don't want to cheat, and pull something out. I'm timed right now, by the way. Okay, so now I can say anything to help Justin get this clue except for what's written on the actual piece of paper itself.
Like taboo.
Like taboo.
Not included.
Okay, Justin, this character is he's a cartoon and it's
Donald Duck.
No, but kind of. He has big round ears.
Bugs Bunny.
More round.
Mickey Mouse.
Yes!
Yes!
Okay! This character is a football player. You really like him. Number 7!
John Elway.
John Elway!
Yes!
Yes!
Please make sure to keep score by counting the pieces of paper that your teammates and team members may accurately guess. This is an important step of the game. Let's watch a small clip of scenes from round 1.
It's the name of a flower.
Lily. Daisy.
A red flower for Mount.
Rose.
And then before that is 4 letters. Blank and proper.
Primrose.
Yes.
Hey teammate! It's time to play round 2 of Shenanigans. This round is like charades. Can you breathe oxygen? I take it you can, therefore we can play charades. Or round 2. Ready, teammate?
Ready?
And we go.
Oh, someone could throw the football. Who was it? Who was it? It's John Elway!
Yes!
Yes! Ears. I don't know what you're doing with your legs. Dancing. Bugs Bunny? No. Mickey Mouse!
Yes!
Yes!
Remember, round 2 is played by using nothing but motions and body movement, no sound, as demonstrated by the picture and video to follow.
Go. Knee, leg, crack, go. Knee, shoe, shin, shoe, short. Oh, I don't know. I need something else. But shoe is right. Singer with the shoe. Singer with short. No. Short knee high. Sling the leg. Shania Twain. Shin. Shania Twain. Did you hear what I said? Yeah. She pointed her shin. It's a good one. I'm saying proud. I really want to know.
Now we're gonna go over round 3. This is one word. Ready, teammates?
Ready.
Okay, so what happens is once again, I mix them all up, don't want to cheat. And I pick one out. Football.
John Owen.
Yes. Cartoon.
Mickey Mouse.
Yes!
We have no video demonstration of round 3 of Shenanigans, therefore we will just observe what appears to be a picture of what could be a scene taken from round 3 of Shenanigans.
Now we're just gonna cover a few more tips and rules to make sure you play the game really swell.
Tip 1. Make sure that your clues are nice and legible. This avoids mistakes such as Carney Bradshaw.
Tip number 2. One other person in the room really needs to know who you write down. Uncle Brian, you do seem to be quite a repeat offender on this, so please take special note.
Tip number 3 is that you cannot write the name of somebody down on a piece of paper that's already in the room. We really need a challenge, guys. Come on.
Now let's go into some common signs for charades. You know, you don't want to be left out when everyone else knows what's going on. I'm going to go ahead and cover the first one. If it's man, we commonly tend to take our hands and, you know.
And if it's woman, you know.
You know. Another common sign to know is, putting your hand over your heart. You're really acting like a politician because they really come from the heart.
Another great tip is if you get the name of a singer, maybe do a little bit of a singing with the microphone here.
Another good sign to know, and I really have no clue where this came from. Evan, maybe you can, give us some perspective, but movie, I don't know. I just don't know.
And clearly, television's way different than movies. So you make the symbol of a television box to insinuate that it's
Do you know
television.
televisions are like box-shaped? Box.
While playing round 3 of Shenanigans, it's important to remember there are several tips that we must go by.
First of all, you really cannot use an inflection when saying a word. For example, if my character was Sarah Palin and I was trying to say the word maverick, going maverick probably isn't the best idea.
Another tip is that we want to try to avoid gesturing in round 3. If my word was John Elway, I might use the word football, but we certainly wouldn't want to use a throwing inflection, Grandpa. That is for round 2.
Round 2. Another good tip to remember is you really cannot use facial expressions when you are in the 3rd round and saying your one-word clue. For example, let's say my character was Oscar the Grouch and I wanted to use the word grumpy. Going grumpy, that's not okay, and I will call you out on it. So will Uncle Brian.
And finally, in round 3, you should avoid movement of any kind. So I would discourage moving around and going all around crazy like this. I would just use your one word and relax.
Van Damme.
And remember, there's one very important rule that we have to remember while playing Shenanigans.
And when we say remember, we really mean don't forget.
Have fun! Have fun.
Have fun! Have fun! Woo!
Shenanigans!
Yeah.
Go.
There's one last very important rule here we need to remember. Why do we need to remember, Justin?
We just can't remember to forget the blah blah blah.
Go.
Now, there's one last very important rule to remember. What's that, Justin?
It's extremely important that
It's
we don't forget.
Extremely important. Remember, that means don't forget.
Have fun!
Have fun. We just wanted to take a second to give you some tips on how to play round 2 successfully. So, let's start. Let's go ahead. There's one last very important rule here that we need to remember, don't we, Justin?
We can definitely not forget it.
Don't forget. Now we're going to cover some tips for round 3, which is the one-word round. You ready, teammate?
Oh, yes. Ah.
I'm sorry, I didn't get you on. There's one last very important rule that we need to remember. What's that, Justin?
We cannot forget.
We can't remember how to say that.
2, you have to make sure at least one other person is in the room.
Number 3, you can't put anybody on a piece of paper that is already in the room. If Jill was in the room with me, I could not put her on. Therefore, just pointing to her, this doesn't make any more sense, and we need to redo it. Second tip, if my character is John Elway, I probably wouldn't want to say something like football, or I would want to say something, If my word happens to be John Elway, maybe you would use the one word, I can't think of what I need to say. And lastly, when accomplishing round 3, we want to make sure that we try to avoid movement of any time. So if you're coming around and doing all this, keep it very calm and collected.
Okay, just another tip here. Facial expressions. Just not really okay. You know, I'm pretty good at watching for this one too. And I have no clue who I was supposed to reference.